Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to open you guys episode 488. Today is Monday, May 26th, 2025, and I'm glad you could join me today. It is a foggy day. I'm going to be heading out soon. If I'm feeling really excited, I'll go to the grocery store, get the missing ingredient, and then head over to join my friends for knit night. I think they're actually starting in like 25 minutes, and that's too early. Too early. But what I will be talking about today is what I spent a decent amount of my Memorial Day weekend figuring out. So, um, I will be participating in Stash Dash again this year. So this is a summer knit spin mend along. Um, and I did, or would it be? So it was the case where I had been, um, for lack of a better word, um, like saving up my mending in order to do now. Some of this, like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have like left it for quite so long, but such is life. So, what was it? So it was the case where like maybe like last week I went to pull a shawl out of my wardrobe and I saw that it ended up needing to be mended, and so I was like, ooh, maybe I should check some more things. Um, and so it would be the case where I'm up to 3 shawls that need mending. Unfortunately, one of them, which I figured out after I was wet blocking it. um, Whatever, such is life. And I checked all my sweaters. And so 2 of my linen sweaters need some repairs. Um, and then I made it to my sock drawer, and it turned out that um, I was able to identify patient 0, which sadly was my spindle spun hand spun socks. Like that's an item from the beginning of the podcast. um, there's whatever. They were so nice, but would it be that is where I found all sorts of stuff, and there is no saving it at all. I don't know why it's so delicious. I've definitely needed to mend that pair of socks quite a lot. Would it be? And it would be the case where I definitely had some baby sweaters that weren't washed fast enough after getting food on them. And then the other thing, which was unsalvageable, was my yoga mat bag, which I guess shouldn't have been a surprise because, like, I do on occasion clean my yoga mat, but perhaps wool and and excessive sweat don't go along. So there was quite a lot of damage on that one in the bottom. So it actually had been living in the closet for the past 5 years, more or less. And our little co-host does have some opinions as well. Yeah, Kathleen, we weren't supposed to leave it there, were we? So that had never been washed. Should it have been washed? Maybe, but this is hindsight at this point. So I went through every sock, figured out which ones were to be, and basically classed them as maybe these should just be washed now again. Um, and like, okay, this is doable to fix. And then I have a Ziploc baggie where I'm like, I'm not sure. They might be too far. So so basically, or would it be? So basically what, and then it was the case where I ended up taking the big blanket that my knit group had made for me in Indiana as a wedding present. And like that could use some, like, just a little bit of freshening up. Like, duplicate stitch some thin spots on it. There aren't any explicit holes. I might do a little fiddling with like a crochet joint that doesn't seem quite as tight as I would have liked. But like not too crazy. Would it be like lately I haven't been wearing as many socks. So ironically, I wore my hand knit socks way more in hot Dallas than I do in cool chilly San Francisco. Um, Whatever. Or would it be? I've lately just wear sandals all the time, more or less. So so perhaps it's not surprising that without a lot of turnover in the sock drawer, like bad stuff happened, sadly. Um, all or would it be? So all of my sweaters and shawls, for the most part, are fine. The sweaters that I need to mend are actually my linen ones, and they had been catching on things, um, either my backpack or on the bus ride to work. So easy enough to fix there. Um, but yeah, a bit of a bummer there. And then also I am washing so many socks en masse did end up reminding me that maybe we do need the little foldable drying rack because there just like isn't enough room in the house for that. So, oh well, such is life. So I just wanted to take some time to sort of go through or like roughly what my plan is. Um, so like this is a bag where would it be? Like I definitely noticed some things in these, like either holes or something like a little bit like mothing in them, basically. In which it told me sort of that, hey, I need to mend this before I can wash it, basically. 'Cause I did end up washing a pair of socks and it had just sort of disintegrated on me, for lack of a better word. So, so all the stuff in here is gonna take a little bit more care and consideration, and it's entirely possible that I'll have to pitch some of these because it's just not possible. I'm also like in a little bit of pickle because it was the case where I ended up knitting some socks that used up like every last or whatever, like because there was definitely like a time period where I would like knit knit socks out of 100 grams for myself and then combine some of the leftovers in order to knit different socks. And so it'd be the case where it's like, oh crap, I have no yarn reserved to fix that. So maybe either it's gonna end up being Visible Mended or something else. Also bizarre because I know for a fact I have I know for a fact that I have leftovers of hand spun um, for like one pair of socks, which I just always it always needs some more mending, but I think I'll just use a non-hand spun yarn and call it good. Yeah, I know. Pretty wild, huh? So let's go through the things because I think like almost just by mending alone, I might be able to make a post a pretty big yardage, like not even including finishing knitting projects. So the first thing that I ended up pulling out is so I have my fingerless gloves. So um, this is like a pattern that I ended up sort of hodgepodging together. Um, I keep these live in my jacket, but I haven't been wearing my jacket a lot lately. And then it was the case where I ended up losing one finger on this one. And you can definitely see spots where I have replaced it, and this is one that I haven't ended up replacing yet. So this is merino cashmere nylon, so it's just not as tough. Um, and then it would be the case where this is definitely the spot that ends up getting the most wear, as we will see. So I found the yarn that this was originally made out of over here. So sadly not holding up as well on the brightness department as one would have hoped. Um, so the other thing, or would it be, and you guys have seen this time and time again, so I knit my spouse these light fingering merino cashmere silk gloves, and the cast on edge never fails to break. It's like, have I replaced this specific one yet? Maybe not, but there's at least two here that are broken. So, so the game plan here is either one of two things. What would it be? So I could pick out every single finger, and I'm going to cast off in the black wool misa. I've never needed to repair the gloves that were made out of wool misa, and they were worn just as much and were around for much longer. So this is just what's gonna have to happen. So it won't be as soft and beautiful and thin, but I think it will be tough enough finally that I stop having issues. So TBD on if I do every finger, but I think it'll look a little weird, so I might have to pick out all of my woven ends on every finger. But then hopefully it'll be the last repair I need to do on this glove, because there's nothing wrong with the body. I've never needed to repair the color work, thank goodness. It's only been the fingers, which is sort of the highest wear point in a fingerless glove. So that is identified. The other thing, and this will be super fast, but I pulled out my golden linen yarn, and then it was the case where the cast off had basically broken on this one, so it'll be super easy to fix, and honestly I wish I could fix it a little bit sooner than next week, because I would like to be able to wear this sweater again sometime soon. And then I ended up having a break on this guy. So I think the sweater had caught on the bus and had pulled. So I think it's it should be very doable to basically reinforce with a little bit of yarn. And then we'll be confused about whatever weird things on that. So it should be very doable to spread out the stitches a little bit and then basically just weave in to like reinforce more or less. Like, will it be like a totally invisible mend? No. Will it probably be close enough? Probably, because I want tons more wear, or I want these linen sweaters to last for as long as possible, basically, because I can't knit more of them. So that one shouldn't be too crazy to do. I'll just keep adding to the pile. So this one is, there's just like a broke thread. And it was the case where I need to toss the sweater that this went with, but the hat is still perfectly fine. I just need to reinforce with a little bit of yarn. Should I harvest a little bit? Yeah, and this ended up getting like partially felted and like, yeah, that I was not a good steward of that sweater. But I think that the hat is very doable to fix. I was debating whether or not I needed to pull yarn from the tail, and I was like, oh, whatever, the sweater's fine. So, another item ready to go. Ah, hello! We have another co-host, it seems. So, this is one that I ended up pulling out for mending. So this one here, it's a blue light. So exciting! You get to come out?
What are you doing?
I'm recording a podcast. So I need to fix the hole here, and it looks like I will have to use a different yarn because I've used up all of the yarn there.
We can't wear it.
We can't wear it till we fix it, man. So this one will be a little bit trickier because I do not have any more of this yarn.
Yep.
Watch out.
No, these
Uh,
seconds here. Maybe we can't. What the hell?
you feeling still a little sleepy?
Nope. Just got.
You're wide awake now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daddy.
Yeah, I think Daddy's downstairs working on his fish tank.
Daddy's fish tanks needs water.
Yeah, it needs all sorts of stuff, right? So there's one spot on this, and actually it's a different color than I expected. But there's just like one little break in this one. And so I ended up picking my camel silk yarn as a repair. So it's plied, but I think it's thin enough. And that's all I needed was like thin enough to make the repair. Are you sitting behind me?
I want to sit right here.
Okay, you can sit right there. So, also on theme, this one was also, I think, this might have been like a backpack or something like that, not sure. But I did have, and I might actually go in and reinforce it.
That's me.
That's true, you can see yourself on the screen. So I had the pickup edge of my sleeve
On the balance cap.
come up on that one. Yeah, thank you for helping. So I need to reinforce this, and then it may be the case where I go in.
Kathleen.
I might end up going in and reinforcing it a little bit more in all of the corners.
You didn't bounce Kathleen.
Well, you're where I would sit where I needed a bouncer, right? So another one, not too crazy, should be fast to do. All right. The next item is I have these socks. And I actually went through and I got like a Coco Knits sweater shaver. And so I did pull off as many of the pills as possible. But this one might be a little bit harder to fix. So there's a spot that has like a super big hole. Is it on this sock? Oh yeah. There's like a huge gaping hole in the black. And then I think there's another hole towards the toe. Yeah. So there's another hole towards the toe. Oh! What do you think, Kathleen? Did you stop bouncing her, Danny? You gotta keep bouncing? Yay! Look how happy she is. Look how happy she is. Also very striking, like this is the yarn I knit it with.
File.
But whatever, the whites didn't end up staying very white, sadly.
Weird.
All right. Big Daddy. So there's a couple thin spots in the blanket, and it should be easy to fix them with these. So it might have been the situation. All right, we're gonna go on this side. You gonna stay? So I did notice, or would it be? Like it's possible that this actually is due for a wash and a block, and it wouldn't need to be blocked super hard. But yeah, I do have like maybe a couple of spots here, and I might end up using the same yarn that I will do the other shawl in. But yeah, they're just like a couple of spots that are a little marginal on this one. But it did end up going through probably, yeah, it is a bit bigger of a hole than I thought it was, but we'll see how that one turns out. So I may not even need any yarn for this one, but I did have the cast on edge go on this guy, but I did find the original yarn I knitted in. So this one shouldn't be too crazy. I just did a knit two together bind off, and everything else is pretty good on this guy. I'm talking to the computer, man. So this has like a hole that's not too crazy to fix. One of these, yeah. So I figured that this was a close enough match to get this one taken care of. And I'll probably end up using the same yarn to fix this guy, and I may have used the same yarn before to fix this guy. So I ended up, this might even be like a repair going on it. Ah! It might be that my repair is coming undone. But maybe it's not.
It's fine. It's charger.
Like this one, yeah, that's a charger for the computer.
And
I don't know, this one might be harder to fix in the end.
only charged like that.
Oh, yeah, good. Thank you.
I wanted to see like that.
All right.
Bake.
And then this one,
Oh, thank you.
this one I think is only just one little spot, and I may need to pick a different yarn to fix it with, but I might have like an okay match to this yarn. I don't think
This
there's
one.
enough of a tail.
Here.
There might not be enough of a tail in here to
God's
repair with that. And honestly, I'd probably want more than that. Yeah, is that the apple hat?
It's because it's a big hole in it.
There's no hole in it. It's fine. I just washed it.
Because it's a big hole.
Yeah. And then this guy here has a hole in the heel. So, and I think I've used this yarn. So I'll probably end up using this guy to fix this one as well. So let's see. Oh, watch out. Watch out.
This one has two.
Yeah, these socks are socks that Grandma made for Daddy.
These.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, they're your socks, but I'll need to fix them, right?
You should fix them.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix them next week. So, and the final one, which I think is gonna be a little tricky, is, so this is my first shawl. I have used, oh wait, we have another spot. Oh wait, or is this a spot? No, this is, yeah, I guess this is the challenge of, yeah, for some reason, yeah, I don't know, might be hard to justify this one. So I did give it a really thorough wet block, but I might need to look more carefully. Hey man, get out of the way. Hey man, get out of the way. Are you listening?
No.
Are you not listening very well?
No.
I'm trying to show something, man.
It's not charging well.
Oh, yeah, is it unplugged? Yeah, it's unplugged. That's why it's not charging. Let me plug it in. All right, plug it in. See what happens. I think the light will turn on.
Turn on.
Yeah, you see the power?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means it's charging.
No.
So, there's another hole in this.
No light.
It is very textured. Oh, well, you unplugged it, man. But it is pretty small. So I did find a hole down towards the point,
That's that.
but it looks like another hole ended up coming out in a hard wet block. And I didn't notice the hole towards the point so earlier, so it may be the case where I have to accept it surgery, which is sad. But yeah, I was like, there's only so much that we can do here. It was like, and right now it's actually holding the stitches fairly well, but
Let me see right there.
whoa, uh-oh, blink. Let's see. We'll see what happens, but this one might be too hard.
It says that is a
So,
magnet tile.
yeah, it's like a magnet.
Like this. And mango like this.
So, would it
Goes
be?
on here.
And then it sort of devolves from there. Whoa, whoa. Oh. Oh, don't pull that. So, so it gets harder from there, basically, in terms of repairs. But I think we can get pretty
You
big.
see.
I can't see myself, but it's okay. It's okay. So, it's a lot harder. Some things might just be a loss at this point, sadly.
Like this here.
Oopsies. But we'll get it figured out. So, with that, hey, don't push that. I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye bye.